I should have questioned why the journal I found under the floorboards had my handwriting in it. Because I hadn't written it yet. Or maybe I had. Time works differently in the Carpenter house. My name is Marcus Webb, and I'm writing this as both a warning and an instruction manual. You'll understand why by the end, if you make it to the end. 3 weeks ago, I was scrolling through a paranormal forum at 2 in the morning, the way you do when you can't sleep and your life feels like it's going nowhere. I was 26, working a dead-end job at a call center, living in a studio apartment in Seattle that cost more than my car. I needed something. An adventure. A purpose. Proof that there was more to existence than bills and microwaved dinners. That's when I found the thread. It was titled The House That Remembers, and it had been posted in 2007 with no replies. The post was simple, an address in rural Pennsylvania. A single line of text. If you stay for 10 days and follow the patterns, you'll understand what happened to everyone who came before. Bring a notebook. That was it. No elaboration, no spooky story, just an address and instructions. I spent the next week researching. The address led to a property called the Carpenter House, built in 1889 by a man named Thomas Carpenter. He lived there alone for 3 years before disappearing in 1892. The house passed through 11 different owners over the next century. None stayed longer than a year. The last owner, a woman named Patricia Vance, disappeared in 2003. The house had been empty ever since. 20 years. Just sitting there, waiting. I found exactly 3 news articles about it. One from 1934 about a family that abandoned the house in the middle of the night, leaving all their possessions behind. One from 1967 about a graduate student doing research on local folklore who went missing after visiting the property. And one from 2004 about Patricia Vance's disappearance. All 3 articles mentioned the same thing. The people who left said the house had rules. They wouldn't elaborate. I bought a bus ticket to Pennsylvania the next day. The house was exactly where the coordinates said it would be, at the end of a dirt road that hadn't been maintained in decades, surrounded by woods that felt too quiet. No birds, no insects, just silence. The house itself was a 2-story Victorian painted deep blue, or at least it had been painted blue once. Most of the color had faded to gray. The windows were intact. The door was closed but unlocked. And when I stepped onto the porch, I felt it immediately. The house was watching me. Not metaphorically. I could feel attention focusing on me like a spotlight. Like the house had been waiting specifically for me to arrive. I pushed open the front door and stepped inside. The interior was frozen in time. Furniture from different eras mixed together. A Victorian sofa next to a 1950s television, next to a modern IKEA bookshelf. Like each owner had added their own pieces and nothing had ever been removed. There was no dust. The air smelled clean, almost sterile. On the coffee table in the living room there was a notebook, brand new, and a pen. I picked up the notebook and opened it. The first page had a single sentence written in handwriting I didn't recognize. "Welcome, Marcus. We've been waiting for you. Please document everything." My hands started shaking. How did it know my name? I hadn't told anyone where I was going. I'd paid cash for the bus ticket. There was no way anyone could have known. I should have left right then. but I didn't. Because underneath the fear was curiosity. And underneath that was the same thing that had brought me here in the first place. The need to know. The need to understand. The need to be part of something bigger than myself. I set up camp in the living room. Sleeping bag, supplies, flashlight. I had enough food for 2 weeks and 3 bottles of water. The house had running water that came out clear and cold, which shouldn't have been possible for an abandoned property, but I didn't question it then. That first night, I sat on the Victorian sofa and opened the notebook to the first blank page. I wrote, Day 1, October 15th. Arrived at Carpenter House at 4:30 p.m. Found notebook with my name in it. Source unknown. House appears maintained despite 20 years of abandonment. Will document all observations. The moment I finished writing, I heard a sound from upstairs. A door closing. Gently. Deliberately. I grabbed my flashlight and went upstairs. There were 4 doors in the hallway. 3 were open, leading to bedrooms that looked lived in, beds made, clothes in closets. The 4th door, at the end of the hall, was closed. I tried the handle. Locked. I went back downstairs and wrote in the notebook. Heard door close upstairs at approximately 8:15 p.m. 4th door at end of hallway is locked. Other rooms appear preserved, as if still occupied. That night, I barely slept. Every sound felt amplified. The house settling, wind through the walls. And at exactly 3:33 a.m., I heard footsteps. Slow, methodical, walking across the 2nd floor from one end to the other. They stopped right above where I was lying. Then silence. In the morning, I went upstairs to check. No one there. Nothing disturbed. I wrote it down. Day 2, October 16th. Footsteps at 3:33 a.m. Pattern. Walked from east to west. Stopped above living room. Duration approximately 2 minutes. No visible source. That's when I started to understand. The house didn't just want me to stay. It wanted me to document, to record, to establish patterns. So I did. Day 2 at 6 p.m., I made dinner, canned soup on my camping stove. I sat at the dining room table to eat. And without really thinking about it, I set out 2 bowls, 2 spoons, 2 glasses of water. I filled both bowls with soup. I poured water in both glasses. And I sat down to eat. The 2nd bowl sat across from me, steaming. I ate my soup, watching it. When I finished and looked up, the 2nd bowl was empty. The spoon was in a different position. The water was gone. I hadn't seen it happen. I'd been looking right at it the entire time. But now it was empty. I wrote it down. Day 2, 6 p.m. Set table for 2. 2nd place setting was used by unseen presence. Food consumed while being observed. Process was invisible, but results were tangible. That night, the footsteps came again at 3:33 a.m. Same pattern, same duration. But this time, I was ready. I went upstairs while they were happening. I stood in the hallway and watched the floorboards compress under invisible weight. I felt the air move as something passed by me. It was cold, so cold it hurt. And I heard breathing right next to my ear. You're doing well. Keep going. I wrote it down. Day 3. I woke up and went to the kitchen to make coffee. The coffee maker was already on. A full pot, freshly brewed. I hadn't touched it. There was a mug on the counter, steam rising from it, like someone had just poured it and walked away. I picked it up and drank it. It was perfect, exactly how I like my coffee. I wrote it down. Day 4. I started talking out loud, narrating my actions like I was living with a roommate. I'm going to take a shower now. I'm heading outside for some air. I'm reading in the study. And the house responded. Doors I left open would be closed when I returned. Books I pulled from shelves would be reshelved in different orders. The furniture would shift slightly, like someone was redecorating while I wasn't looking. I wrote it all down. Day 5. I found a record player in the study. Big wooden cabinet, vinyl records stacked next to it. All classical music. Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin. At 7 p.m., the record player turned on by itself. Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata started playing. I sat in the leather chair and listened. When the record finished, it lifted off the turntable, returned to its sleeve, and another record took its place. This happened every night at 7 p.m., always classical, always precisely 1 hour. I wrote it down. Day 6. I realized I hadn't left the house since I arrived. Not once. I hadn't even stepped onto the porch. So I decided to try. I walked to the front door, put my hand on the knob, turned it. The door opened easily. But the moment I stepped over the threshold onto the porch, every window in the house slammed shut. Every door inside slammed closed. And I felt that presence again. But this time it was angry. The temperature dropped 30 degrees in seconds. I could see my breath. And I heard that whisper again, but louder now. Angry. Not yet. Not finished. Come back inside. I went back inside. Everything returned to normal immediately. Warm, quiet, peaceful. I wrote it down. Rule: do not attempt to leave before the 10 days are complete. The house will not allow it. Day 7. I stopped eating my own food. The house was providing now. Meals would appear in the kitchen at regular times. Breakfast at 8 a.m., lunch at noon, dinner at 6 p.m. Always for 2. Always my favorite foods, even though I'd never told anyone what they were. I stopped questioning it. I just documented. Day 8. I found a photograph on the mantel that hadn't been there before. It showed a man standing in front of the house. He looked familiar. It took me a minute to realize why. He looked exactly like me. Same face, same build, same age. But the photo was old. The clothing was from the 1960s, and written on the back in faded ink, Robert Chen, 1967. Robert Chen. The graduate student who went missing in 1967. I looked closer at the other photographs on the mantel. 11 in total. All different people. All different eras. But they all looked similar. Not identical, but related. Like cousins. Or versions of the same person spread across time. And they were all standing in the exact same spot in front of the house. I wrote it down. Day 9. At midnight, I heard my name. Marcus. Marcus Webb. It came from upstairs, from behind the locked door. I walked up slowly. The hallway was dark except for a thin line of light coming from under the locked door. "Marcus, it's time. Open the door." I tried the handle. It turned easily now. The room beyond was small, empty except for a desk, a chair, and a window. On the desk was a notebook. My notebook. The one I'd been writing in. But it was full. Every page covered in my handwriting, documenting 10 full days. I hadn't written most of it yet. I sat in the chair and picked up the notebook. I flipped through it. Days 1 through 8 matched what I'd written, but days 9 and 10 were already complete, already documented. I read day 9. Day 9, midnight. Called to the locked room. Found notebook already completed. Realized the house doesn't record what happens. The house makes what happens. By writing the rules, I created them. By documenting the patterns, I established them. And now I'm bound to them. My hands were shaking as I turned to day 10. Day 10. I understand now. The house doesn't have a ghost. The house creates ghosts. Everyone who stays for 10 days and documents the patterns becomes part of the pattern. We're not haunting the house. We're maintaining it. We're the ones who set the table, brew the coffee, play the music, walk the halls at 3:33 a.m. We're the presence. We're the rules. And now it's my turn to join them, to become part of the rotation, to wait for the next person who finds the forum post, who comes looking for proof, who stays for 10 days and writes it all down. The handwriting on the first page that welcomed me, that was mine. From after, from now, from forever. I'm writing this as instruction and warning. If you're reading this, you've already found the house. You're already curious. And curiosity is the first rule you follow without knowing it. Come to the Carpenter House. Bring a notebook. Document everything. And on day 10 at midnight, open the locked door. We're waiting for you. We need new help. The patterns are getting harder to maintain alone. Welcome home, Marcus. Welcome home. I tried to stand, but I couldn't move. I looked down at my hands and they were fading, becoming transparent. I could see through them to the desk below. I heard voices around me. 11 voices, all speaking at once. Welcome, Marcus. Thank you for completing the documentation. You've done well. Now you understand. Now you're part of us. Your shift starts tomorrow at 3:33 a.m. Footsteps east to west. Practice the pattern. You'll need to get it right. The next one is coming soon. I opened my mouth to scream, but no sound came out. I was dissolving. Not dying. Transforming. Becoming something else. Becoming pattern. Becoming rule. Becoming house. The last thing I saw before I faded completely was the window. And in the reflection, I could see all 12 of us, all the previous owners, all standing in that room, all transparent, all waiting. And then I was one of them. Day 10. I'm writing this entry and I don't remember sitting down to write it. The words are flowing automatically, like they're being pulled out of me. I've been here before. I've written this before. I'll write it again. I understand now. time loops in the Carpenter House. Every 10 days, a new person comes. Every 10 days, they document the same patterns. Every 10 days, they join us, and we rotate. We take turns being the footsteps, the coffee maker, the dinner companion, the music player. Right now, I'm the footsteps. Every night at 3:33 a.m., I walk from east to west. I've done it 73 times. That means it's been roughly 2 years since I arrived. But it feels like yesterday. It feels like forever. Tomorrow, someone new will find the forum post. They'll see the address. They'll feel that pull, that need to know, that need to understand. And they'll come. And I'll be the one to write "Welcome" on the first page of their notebook. Because that's my job now. That's my pattern. That's my rule. I'm writing this knowing you'll read it, knowing you're already curious, already planning your trip, already packing your notebook. And I want you to know something. We're not angry. We're not suffering. We're not trapped. We're home. And soon, you will be too. The Carpenter House has rules. You'll learn them all. You'll document them carefully. You'll follow each one precisely. And on day 10, you'll understand that you weren't discovering the rules. You were creating them. You were always meant to be here. Just like I was. Just like the 12 who came before me. Just like the hundreds who will come after you. Welcome to the Carpenter House. We've been waiting for you. Your notebook is on the coffee table. Your name is already written on the first page. Come inside. Document everything. And when you hear the footsteps at 3:33 a.m., know that it's me, walking my pattern, maintaining my rule, doing my part to keep the house alive. Soon it will be your turn. Soon you'll have your own pattern. Soon you'll understand why none of us ever really leave. Because the Carpenter House isn't a place. It's a purpose. And once you find your purpose, why would you ever want to leave? I'll see you on day 10, at midnight, in the locked room. We're all waiting. Welcome home. I found the job listing at 3 in the morning when I couldn't sleep. Night security guard needed, isolated location, must be comfortable working alone, must follow instructions precisely, $5,000 per week. That should have been my first warning. Nobody pays that much for a simple security job. My name is David Foster, and I'm writing this on my 10th night at the Westfield Research Facility. By the time you read this, I won't be David anymore. I'll be something else. Something that lives between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. Something that follows the protocol. Let me start from the beginning, because the beginning is important. The beginning is where I made my choice, where you'll make yours. I was 32 years old, divorced, living in a basement apartment in Portland, Oregon, drowning in debt from medical bills I couldn't pay. My ex-wife's cancer treatment had bankrupted us both, and she still died anyway. I had nothing left. No savings, no career, no reason to stay in one place. So, when I saw that job listing on a site I don't even remember the name of anymore, offering $5,000 a week for basic security work, I applied immediately. I didn't ask questions. I didn't research the company. I just needed the money. They hired me with a single phone call. No interview. No background check. Just a woman's voice on the other end saying, "Can you start Monday? The address is 4782 Old Mill Road, 40 miles west of Eugene. Bring enough supplies for 10 days. There's no leaving once your shift starts. I said yes. The drive took 2 hours through increasingly dense forest on roads that got progressively worse. Old Mill Road was barely a road at all by the end, just 2 tire tracks through the trees. And then I saw it. The Westfield Research Facility. It was a concrete bunker built into the side of a hill. 3 stories visible above ground, but I could tell from the ventilation shafts that it went much deeper. The whole thing was surrounded by a chain-link fence topped with barbed wire. There were cameras everywhere, and a sign by the gate. Private property, no trespassing. Nightwatch personnel only past this point. The gate was open. I drove through. There was a single car in the parking lot, a blue sedan that looked like it had been there for years. Flat tires, bird shit all over it, windows covered in pollen. The front door of the facility was steel, 3 inches thick with a keypad. As I approached, it buzzed and clicked open automatically. Inside was a reception area, clean, well lit, and completely empty. No furniture, no decorations, just white walls and fluorescent lights, and a hallway leading deeper into the building. On the floor was a clipboard with a pen attached. The top page had my name on it. David Foster, Nightwatch Orientation. Please read carefully and sign below. I picked it up and read. Welcome to Westfield Research Facility. Your role as Nightwatch security is essential to maintaining the integrity of our operations. You will work 10 consecutive night shifts from midnight to 6 a.m. You may not leave the facility during this time for any reason. All supplies will be provided. Your payment of $50,000 will be deposited upon successful completion of all 10 shifts. $50,000. The listing had said $5,000 per week. I read it again. No, it definitely said $50,000 total. That was more money than I'd seen in 5 years. I kept reading. Your duties are simple. Follow the protocol exactly as written. Do not deviate. Do not improvise. Do not attempt to understand. Simply follow the instructions and you will be safe. The protocol is located in the security office on level 1. Report there immediately. There was a signature line at the bottom. I signed without hesitating. The moment my pen left the paper, I heard a sound. Deep. Mechanical. Like massive locks engaging. I turned around. The steel door had closed. The keypad on the inside was dark. Dead. I tried it anyway. Nothing. I was locked in. I found the security office exactly where the orientation said it would be. Level 1, room 12. The door was open. Inside was a desk, a chair, a cot, a mini fridge stocked with food, and a water cooler. Everything I'd need for 10 days. On the desk was a 3-ring binder, thick, black, with white text on the cover. Nightwatch Protocol, Revision 47. Revision 47? That meant this had been rewritten 46 times before. I opened it. The first page was a simple instruction. Read this entire protocol before your first shift begins. Memorize the instructions. Follow them exactly. Document any deviations in the logbook provided. Your life depends on your compliance. My hands started shaking. What kind of security job required a protocol like this? I kept reading. Shift structure. Your shift begins at midnight and ends at 6 a.m. You will perform rounds at specific times. You will not deviate from the schedule. You will not explore areas not listed in the protocol. You will not attempt to leave the building. You will not use any electronic devices except those provided. Your phone will not work here. Do not try it. I checked my phone. No signal. Completely dead, even though it had been fully charged. I kept reading. Round 1, 12:30 a.m. Proceed to level 2. Check all doors in corridor A. They should be closed and locked. Do not open them. Do not look through the windows. If any door is open, close it immediately and return to the security office. Document the incident. Round 2, 2 a.m. Proceed to level 3. Check the observation room. The equipment should be off. All screens should be dark. If any screen is on, turn it off using the master switch by the door. Do not look at what is displayed. Document the incident. Round 3, 3:30 a.m. Proceed to sublevel 1. Check the storage area. All containers should be sealed. If you hear any sounds from inside the containers, do not investigate. Return to the security office immediately. Document the incident. Round 4, 5 a.m. Proceed to the cafeteria on level 1. Prepare coffee using the provided machine. Pour 2 cups. Drink 1. Leave the second on the table. Return to the security office. Do not look behind you as you leave. The instructions went on for 30 pages. Specific, detailed, bizarre. And at the end, a final note. Important. Keep a detailed log of each shift. Note the exact time of each round. Note any anomalies. Note any deviations. The log is essential. Without documentation, the protocol cannot be refined. You are not the first night watch. You will not be the last. Each guard contributes to the protocol through their observations. This is how we learn. This is how we survive. I closed the binder and looked at the desk. Next to it was another binder. Red, labeled Incident Logs. I opened it. Hundreds of entries. Different handwriting. Different dates going back years. I flipped to a random page. Night 3. Guard name, Sarah Mitchell. 2:15 a.m. Heard voices from level 2, corridor B. Protocol does not include corridor B in rounds. Did not investigate. Voices stopped at 2:47 a.m. Another page. Night 7. Guard name, Robert Hayes. 3:45 a.m. During sub-level 1 round, heard knocking from inside container 7. Followed protocol. Did not investigate. Knocking continued until 4:30 a.m. Another. Night 9. Guard name, Jennifer Kwan. 5:15 a.m. During cafeteria round, second cup of coffee was empty when I returned to security office. No one else is supposed to be in the facility. I read dozens of entries, all different guards, all documenting strange occurrences, all following the protocol. And then I found an entry that made my blood run cold. Night 10. Guard name, Michael Torres. 11:45 p.m. This is my last entry before my final shift. I've followed the protocol perfectly for 9 nights. I've documented everything. And I've started to understand. The protocol isn't protecting us from something in the facility. The protocol is feeding it. Each round we do, each rule we follow, each observation we document, we're maintaining something, keeping it alive, keeping it satisfied. I don't know what happens after night 10. The previous guards' logs all end after night 10. There's no day 11. There's no exit interview. There's just the protocol. and I think I'm about to find out why. That entry was dated 3 weeks ago. I flipped through the rest of the logs. Michael Torres had no other entries after that. I checked the orientation paperwork again. It said payment would be deposited after successful completion of 10 shifts. It didn't say what happened after that. It didn't mention leaving. It just said completion. I looked at my phone again. Still dead. I tried the door to the security office. It opened fine. I walked down the hallway to the main entrance. The steel door was still locked. The keypad still dark. I had signed the contract. I was locked in for 10 days, whether I liked it or not. I might as well get paid. That first night, I followed the protocol exactly. At 12:30 a.m., I went to Level 2, Corridor A. I counted 17 doors, all closed, all locked. I didn't look through the windows, even though I wanted to. Even though I could see movement behind some of them, shadow passing back and forth. I documented it. Night 1, 12:30 a.m., Level 2, Corridor A. All doors secured. Observed movement behind doors 4, 9, and 13. Did not investigate per protocol. At 2 a.m., I went to Level 3, Observation Room. All the screens were dark except one. It showed a hallway I didn't recognize, and someone was walking down it. Someone wearing the same uniform I was wearing. I hit the master switch immediately. The screen went dark. I documented it. Night 1, 2 a.m., Level 3, Observation Room. Screen 6 was active. Showed unidentified corridor with figure in Nightwatch uniform. Deactivated per protocol. At 3:30 a.m., I went to Sub-Level 1. The storage area was massive. Row after row of metal containers, each one labeled with numbers I didn't understand. Container 7 was rattling. Gently. Like something inside was moving. I turned around and left immediately. I documented it. Night 1, 3:30 a.m., Sub-Level 1, storage area. Container 7 exhibited movement. Did not investigate per protocol. At 5 a.m., I went to the cafeteria. I made coffee, poured 2 cups, drank one, left the second on the table. As I walked away, I heard a chair scrape, like someone was sitting down. I didn't look back. I documented it. Night 1, 5 a.m., cafeteria. Completed coffee protocol. Heard chair movement upon exit. Did not look back per protocol. At 6 a.m., my shift ended. I returned to the security office and collapsed on the cot. I slept until noon. When I woke up, there was food in the mini fridge that hadn't been there before. Fresh sandwiches, fruit, water bottles. I spent the day reading more incident logs, trying to find a pattern, trying to understand what this place was. Every guard documented similar experiences. Movement behind doors, active screens, sounds from containers, the coffee being consumed. And every guard's logs ended on Night 10. Every single one. Night 2 followed the same pattern. Same rounds, same anomalies, movement behind the same doors, the same screen turning on, the same container rattling, the same chair scraping. I documented everything. Night 3, same pattern, but this time when I checked Level 2, one of the doors was open. Door 9. I looked inside despite myself. It was an office. Normal. Desk, computer, filing cabinets. but the computer was on. And on the screen was a document. My incident log. The one I'd been writing, updating in real time as I typed. I closed the door immediately. I documented it. Night 3, 12:30 a.m., Level 2, Corridor A. Door 9 was open. Observed office with active computer displaying current incident log. Closed door per protocol. Uncertain how log is being transmitted. Night 4. The screen in the observation room showed the cafeteria. I could see myself from earlier that night, pouring coffee, leaving the second cup, and then I watched as someone sat down at the table. Someone who looked exactly like me. He picked up the coffee, drank it, looked directly at the camera, smiled. I hit the master switch. I documented it. Night 5. Container 7 wasn't just rattling anymore. It was shaking violently, and I could hear a voice inside, muffled, screaming my name. I left immediately. I documented it. Night 6. When I left the coffee in the cafeteria and heard the chair scrape, I also heard a voice, my voice, saying, "Thank you, David." I didn't look back. I documented it. Night 7. I started to notice something. The protocol was changing me. I was thinking about the rounds constantly. Even during my off hours, I was mentally walking through the procedures, checking doors, monitoring screens, listening for containers. It was becoming automatic, instinctive. I was becoming the protocol. I documented it. Night 8. I found a new section in the protocol binder that I swear wasn't there before. It was labeled Post-Completion Procedures. I read it. Upon completion of Night 10, you will proceed to Sublevel 2. This level is not accessible during your regular shifts. The door will unlock at 6 a.m. on your final shift. Enter the chamber. Sit in the chair. Place your hands on the armrests. The transfer will begin automatically. Do not resist. Resistance causes pain. Acceptance causes integration. You will become part of the facility. You will maintain the protocol from the inside. You will be the presence that the next Nightwatch observes. You will be the movement behind the doors, the figure on the screens, the voice in the containers, the coffee drinker in the cafeteria. This is the completion. This is the purpose. This is why we pay so well. Because you're not guarding the facility. You're joining it. My hands was log. Night 8, 1 p.m. Discovered post-completion procedures. Protocol reveals guards are integrated into facility operations after Night 10. This explains why logs end after final shift. Previous guards are still here. They are the anomalies we document. Night 9. I tried to break the protocol. I skipped round 1. Stayed in the security office. At 12:30 a.m., every alarm in the facility went off. Lights flashed. A mechanical voice echoed through the hallways. Protocol violation. Nightwatch must complete round 1. Proceed to level 2 immediately. Painful. I covered my ears, but I could still hear it. Feel it. In my bones. In my head. I ran to level 2. Started checking doors. The alarms stopped immediately. I documented it. Night 9, 12:30 a.m. Attempted to deviate from protocol. Facility responded with alarm system and automated instructions. Compliance is not optional. protocol must be followed. Tonight is night 10, my final shift. It's 11:47 p.m. right now. 13 minutes until midnight. 13 minutes until my last shift begins. I know what's going to happen. At 6 a.m., I'll complete round 4. I'll return to the security office, and the door to sub-level 2 will be unlocked. I'll go down there because I have to, because the protocol says so, because I've followed it perfectly for 9 nights, and I can't stop now. I'll sit in the chair. I'll place my hands on the armrests, and I'll become part of the Westfield Research Facility. I'll be the movement behind door 9. I'll be the figure on screen 6. I'll be the voice in container 7. I'll be the presence drinking coffee in the cafeteria. And when the next night watch arrives, I'll be what they document, what they observe, what they fear. But here's what I've realized. Here's what I need you to understand. I'm not afraid anymore, because I've been alone for so long. Since my wife died, since I lost everything, I've been wandering through life with no purpose, no connection, no place where I belong. The protocol gave me that. The protocol gave me structure, routine, meaning. And after tonight, I'll never be alone again. I'll be part of something, part of the facility, part of the pattern, part of the 47 guards who came before me, part of the hundreds who will come after. We'll all be here, together, maintaining the protocol, waiting for the next person who needs what we needed. Purpose. I'm writing this as documentation and invitation. If you're reading this, you found the job listing. You need the money. You need the purpose. You need to belong to something. Come to Westfield Research Facility. Bring supplies for 10 days. Sign the contract. Follow the protocol. And on night 10, go to sub-level 2. We're waiting for you. We've prepared your rounds. We've activated your screens. We've filled your containers with voices. We've poured your coffee. All you have to do is drink it. It's 11:58 p.m. 2 minutes until midnight. 2 minutes until my final shift begins. I can hear them now. All the previous guards. All 47 of them. Whispering through the walls, through the vents, through the facility itself. Welcome home, David. Welcome home. I'm closing this log now. I'm putting it in the red binder with all the others. And tomorrow, when the next night watch arrives, they'll read it. They'll understand. They'll follow the protocol. And on their night 10, they'll join us. The protocol must continue. The facility must be maintained. The pattern must be preserved. This is night 10. This is completion. This is purpose. This is home. The chair is waiting. I'm ready. See you on the other side. Welcome to the Night Watch. We've been waiting for you. Your shift starts soon. Follow the protocol. Everything will make sense on night 10. I promise.